picking. Get the fuck out the car. So you don't talk to me like that. And I told him, I said, don't talk to me like that. You lost your motherfucking mind. Don't fucking talk to me like that. And I'm on the phone with Amber at this time. I'm like, don't fucking talk to me like that. Like I'm cussing at him. You're not gonna talk to me crazy. No, that's what you're not gonna fucking do. What's up, you guys? It's your boy Zubilee25, and this is part 4 of Trouble and Marcus Houston Land. Now, this part is gonna be about when Marcus was trying to pick me up from work at Raising Cane's. So yeah, it was my first day back at Raising Cane's, and Marcus actually took me to work and he picked up London from school. Okay, so this is where the story is gonna start. So after he picked up London from school, he came over to my job. Now I was supposed to, well, really, I don't know what time I was supposed to get off of work, and that's what I told him, because when my manager asked me if I could come into work that day, he didn't tell me what time I'd be getting off. I mean, they needed help, it was busy. So I just went to work and didn't know what time I was gonna get off. And the manager asked me if I can stay until 5 o'clock. But she asked me that once 4 o'clock hit, because I thought I was getting off at 4 o'clock. I didn't know that they needed me to stay till 5. London got out of school at 3 o'clock. So after he picked up London from school at 3 o'clock, he came over to my job at Raising Cane's because, you know, I thought I was getting off at 4 o'clock. Mind you, he already said that he was not feeling well. And I told him, I was like, just drop London off at the apartment. But then the thing is, if he drop her off at the apartment and if he wait at the apartment until I get off of work, that's kind of gonna be backtracking, right? Right. So we really didn't know which way to go about it. So he said, you know what? After I pick up London from school, I'll just head over to your job and I'll just wait for you to get off of work. He really didn't tell me that he was not feeling 100%. I mean, I knew he wasn't feeling well, and that's why I told him, don't worry about doing all this. I said, just pick up London from school and you just stay at the apartment with London, and when I get off of work, I'll call you and you just come pick me up, you know? And he was like, no, because once I go to the apartment, I know once I go to sleep, I ain't gonna feel like getting up, because it's hard for him to wake up. Once Marcus is asleep and you call his phone, it's hard for him to answer the phone. So I was like, well, you know, if you want to come over to the job and wait for me to get off of work, I mean, you can do that. So that was the plan. So he picked up London from school at 3 o'clock. He waits at my job for 2 hours. It was a 2-hour wait, and I felt so bad. I'm like, and he was like sitting in the lobby, and he looked real sick. So I went out to the lobby like around 4:30 to go talk to him. And I was like, you know what? I'm trying to hurry up. I get off at 5 o'clock. All I gotta do is do a trash run, you know, take out the trash and stock up the fries. And after that, I'll be ready to go. And he was like, no, take your time, take your time. And like, he looked like he was a little tired, but he didn't look as tired. So 5 o'clock comes and I get off for work, and we're in the car and my feet are killing me. Mind you, I have never been on my feet for that long since I had my surgery. So I know I was doing DoorDash and everything, but I was doing DoorDash on a crutch, and like I knew how to walk at that time, but I was not standing on my feet for a long period of time. So my feet was hurting and I was limping. I'm like literally walking like this. Ow. Ooh. Ah. Ooh. Cause my feet was hurting. So I got in the car and I got in his car slowly. I'm like, ooh, my feet, ow. And I took off my shoes and my foot was swollen. I'm like, oh, my feet hurt. And he like, oh, stop being a drama queen. Nigga, what? Stop being a drama queen? Nigga, do you realize I had just did a freaking 8-hour shift knowing that my feet are killing me and I'm not used to being on my feet, and you gonna tell me stop being a drama queen? Nigga, you stop being a drama queen. You acting like a drama queen because you say you sick and don't feel good. You don't want me to go toe to toe with you because I'm the wrong person to do that with. So he's like, oh, stop being a drama queen. You're okay. Your feet don't hurt that bad. And I'm just looking at him like, nigga, really? Really? So we get in the car, and before he even backed out, he was looking like, and then he kept opening up the door, and he was like, like just kept spitting like, and he was doing that obnoxious sound with his nose like, and I'm looking like, you all right? You okay? No, I don't feel good. I need to go get my medicine. I don't feel good. I said, well, do you want me to drive? I'm sorry that you've been sitting in my job for 2 hours. Look, it's not my fault. Like, if I'd known that, I would have just told you to go to the apartment and just take a nap. And at 5 o'clock, I would have just called you. I mean, I'm sorry. Like, I didn't know that I was staying until 5 o'clock. Once 4 o'clock hit and you was already here. Nah, you good. You good. I told Marcus, let me drive the car. Let me drive because you're not feeling well. No, you're not allowed to drive my car or anybody else's car because you can't drive with your non-driving ass. You wrecked Aaron's truck. So no, you're not gonna wreck this truck, and you don't have insurance on this car, so you're not gonna drive my car without insurance. I said, oh, I didn't have insurance all this other time. I didn't have insurance on your car all this other time, but you let me drive. So what's the difference now? What's the difference? Because I had a car accident, something that wasn't my fault because the brakes went out, you blaming that totally on me, not knowing how to drive? But yet, you let other people drive your car. Your best friend drove your car. He was drag racing in your car and wrecked your car. Then you lied to your mama and didn't tell your mama that he was drag racing your car. Don't get me started. Don't get me started. So we arguing back and forth and back and forth. So when we finally made it to the apartment, he was like mad. And then he had told his mama, he was just talking about his mama. He was like, yeah, that's why my mama, she don't really like you. She had said that because he had said that it was something wrong with his car. I think it was something wrong with his car. I can't remember what it was at that time. I think the transmission was acting up. It was something wrong with his car. I know that the air conditioner wasn't working in his car. Like the AC wasn't working. And it was something else wrong with his car. I can't really remember. It was so long ago. And so he told his mama that something wasn't working in his car. And his mama was like, yeah, that's because you let Charles drive your car and fuck up your car. That's why. How did I mess up his car? And then I told Marcus, I said, well, Marcus, you should have said something. Why didn't you have my back when she said this, knowing that I did not mess up your car? He was like, well, you know how my mom is. She ain't going to do nothing. Sometimes you just got to let her talk because if you don't let my mama talk, she going to keep talking. So I just let her talk. I said, but you let her talk about me knowing that we supposed to be boys. We supposed to be friends and you supposed to have my back. But instead, you let her bash me. Like, I don't like that. I don't like that at all. He was like, nah, just chill, bro. You taking it too personal. So I'm already feeling some type of way because one, you're being rude by saying that it's my fault that I wrecked the truck and saying that I can't drive your car because I don't have insurance on your car, but you let me drive your car all this other time. So I'm not understanding what's the difference right now because I had a car accident. So it's a difference now. So that makes a difference. So we make it to the apartment and he said that he had to go pick up his prescription because he had to get some medicine from the pharmacy, and the pharmacy was on the other side of town. Why did he go to his pharmacy? Let me just tell you how it is. His prescription was at a Walgreens. It's a Walgreens literally down the street from my apartment. Why didn't you just go to that Walgreens? Then he have another Walgreens around the corner from his house. So why not just make your prescriptions at those two Walgreens if you know you're going to be in that area? Why would you make it at the Walgreens way on the other side of town? Why? Why, Marcus? Why? And I didn't know this. Because if I would have known this, he could have got his prescription and picked up London for school. I mean, I wouldn't mind waiting for work. I mean, come on, I wouldn't mind waiting at work. So he was like, no, you need to hurry up and get out because it's already 5:15 and they close at 6 o'clock and there's going to be traffic. I got to go on the other side of Houston. I said, but Marcus, why didn't you just, okay, Charles, look, I don't feel like discussing this with you. Just get out the car so I can make it to the place on time. I say, don't rush me and don't yell at me. I said, right now my feet are hurting. They're killing me. I said, I'm not used to being on my feet that long. So he trying to rush me out the car. Then London is in the back seat. So London gets out of the car. Because we're parked right now. We're in my apartment complex, but we're parked. So she got out the car. She was sitting in the back seat. on the passenger side. I'm in the passenger seat and he's the driver. So she gets out the car. She's standing behind the door. The door's open. She's standing behind the door. I'm putting on my shoes slowly because my foot is swollen. And Marcus like, hurry up, get the fuck out the car, man. It's already, time is ticking. Get the fuck out the car. So you don't talk to me like that. And I told him, I said, don't talk to me like that. You lost your motherfucking mind. Don't fucking talk to me like that. And I'm on the phone with Amber at this time. I'm like, don't fucking talk to me like that. Like I'm cussing at him. You're not gonna talk to me crazy. No, that's what you're not gonna fucking do. So he just like, get the fuck out the car, get the fuck out the car right now. If you don't get the fuck out the car, I'ma literally take off in the car, drive off with your foot hanging out the door. And I say, oh, you gonna do that knowing that London is behind the car? You seriously gonna do that? So that means you gonna hurt London. So I'm gonna demonstrate this to you. Let me demonstrate this whole scenario to you guys. Let me demonstrate it to you guys. Because this whole situation is all jacked up. Okay, so this is a little demonstration of how my foot and leg was hanging out of the passenger side. So I was like this. My feet was hurting because I was on my feet all day at work. And it was my first day at work, so I wasn't used to it. Marcus was in the driver's seat. And London was standing behind the back door, right? All right, so the back door was open. She was standing. Okay, so I'm opening up the back door, right? London, my hand is London standing right here. So this is London standing behind the door. I'm sitting in the passenger seat with my leg hanging out the door like this. Marcus said that if I wouldn't hurry up and get out of the car, that he was gonna drive off with my leg hanging out of the car like this. Mind you, London is standing behind the door right here. So if he would have drove off with my leg hanging out of the door like this, and if London was standing right here, London would have got hurt by the car. So y'all see why I was upset? That's what pissed me off. And his mama didn't think none of it. So y'all see why I'm upset, right? He could have hurt my daughter. She was standing right there. And I know what y'all saying, oh, she was standing behind the door. She wouldn't have got hurt. She wouldn't have got hurt. She was standing behind the door, but the wheel, her foot was right where the back wheel was at. So that wheel would have got her back leg like that. She would have ended up getting hurt, believe it or not. So for you to threaten me and say that you gonna drive off with my leg hanging out and I would have fell out the car knowing that I just recovered from my injury, you a fucked up ass individual and I have no respect for you. So I told him, I said, I ain't got no respect for you. So he called his mama on the phone, said, well, I'm just gonna call my mama. Go on, call your mama, you little punk. Call your mama. I ain't say that though. I wanted to so bad. But I'm saying to myself, oh, you a mama's boy now. Go and call your mommy. Call your mommy. Call your mommy and tell her what you said, you little faggot. So he calls his mama. Mom, I'm trying to get to the pharmacy, but Charles won't let me get out the car. He take forever to get out the car. And he got her on speaker, and all she kept saying was, come home now. Come home right now. I'm like, oh my God. Like, seriously, I thought you was a man. You call your mama for every situation? But you're supposed to be a man. What happened to that? You little punk. So I get out the car. Me and London walk into the apartment. Next thing I know, London say, Daddy, Marcus is behind you. So I turn around and he's power walking like this. Like he want to hit me. So I'm in fight mode. Like, what you want to do? What you want to do? And I told him, I said, what you want to do? What you want to do? What you going to do? Because you coming up to me like you trying to fight me. You got the right one right now. So he like, give me my shit. Give me my shit. And I'm sorry for all the profanity in this video, but I'm just being real. This is how the situation played out. So the cursing and everything, viewer discretion is advised. I'm sorry, but that's just how it was. This whole situation was just crazy. So he like, I'm gonna just stop the cursing because I don't want them to complain on my channel, but he's like, give me my stuff, give me my stuff, give me my stuff. And I'm like, no. I said, I deserve an apology. apologize to me for how you acted and how you treated me after I got off of work. You do that, I'll give you your stuff. He said, okay, I got you. I got you. That's cool. That's cool. So he turned around to walk off. I'm on the phone with Amber the whole time. So fast forward, he texts me, and I got all of the text messages right here. So he texts me, then I text him right back, and I said, you can kiss this apartment goodbye. He said, I don't care. I have money. Yo, no, you don't. Then I said, okay. And then I said, you were being rude and disrespectful towards me for no reason at all. And I don't appreciate it, Marcus. Then he says, my mom wants to talk to you about my belongings. Why are you bringing your mama up in this? In every situation, he bring his mama in this. Why? You can't fight your own battles? So I said, I'm not holding your things hostage, Marcus. I just said that I wanted an apology before you come into my apartment. And why are you bringing your mama to this? Then his mama get on the message and say, Dad is holding his things hostage, sir. She said, you could have just gave him his things. I can't believe how selfish you are being after everything he has done for you. I told my son to come home. His heart is too big. He doing everything he can to help you and your wife out. And it seems you, sir, are being selfish and not thinking about his health. Okay. All right. Then she says he didn't take any of his meds because he was sitting at your job waiting to take you home. And you are so inconsiderate. It's like you didn't care that he was sick. He couldn't take his meds and drive. So he waited. He was in pain. He was hurting. He made sacrifices for you. And you acting like you don't care about him. Y'all are friends. I taught him that you look out for friends just like family. And you wasn't doing that. So I said, it's not holding it hostage. He was being mean and nasty to me as soon as I got in the car for no reason. I do care about his health. As soon as I got in the car, he was rude. Since y'all want to act like children and childish, his stuff will be outside. He could come get it. Then she says, again, he was in pain. He was at your job for 2 hours without his meds. So I'm just calling his phone back and forth. No answer. So I said, can you please answer your phone? I don't do this texting back and forth mess. Because I was also in the tub soaking my feet because my feet was hurting at the time. Then she says, and you putting his things outside because you can't get your way is childish. Then Amber took over the phone and said, his stuff outside, bye. Then she said, this his mom. Nah, for real? Then Amber said, I don't care. Then she says, okay, thanks. Now let me call your wife. Amber said, this is his wife. She says, well, ma'am, we have a lot to talk about. My son didn't take his meds to help you and your husband with picking up your baby from school, then turn around and sit at your husband's job for 2 hours waiting on him to get off of work. So I came back and said, you can call my phone. I'm not trying to argue with you two. I appreciate everything that he has done for us. I always told him thank you. I understand that he was in pain. That's why I offered to drive his car to my apartment so he can rest. His statement was, you are not allowed to drive my car or anybody else's car from now on. That really hurt my feelings, knowing that the car accident was not my fault. And he knows that. And then she said to get him home safely and for your husband to be mad because he was in pain. Think about it, sir. If you are in pain and sick, just getting out of the hospital, how would you feel? How would you act? So I said, when we got to the apartment, he was being rude by trying to rush me out of the car. And I told him that my feet were in pain since I'm not used to being on my feet like that. I had my shoes off because my foot was swollen. So it was taking me a while to put my shoes on. He kept telling me to get the fuck out of his car And I told him to stop talking to me like that. And then he told me if I don't hurry up and get out, then he was going to take off in the car with me hanging out. And my daughter was standing outside of the car with the door open. He then put the car in drive, pretending like he was going to drive off. And my daughter was standing right there. So she would have got hurt if he took off. So Amber said his things will be outside. This was after we had the phone conversation that I'm about to get into on the video after these messages. But we had like a 5-minute phone conversation where his mom was basically saying that Marcus wasn't in the wrong and all that. So we hung the phone up in her face. And then Amber texted her and said his things will be outside. And that's his blow up mattress. And that's all of his things in the box. Then his mama said, put them in the trash. Y'all crossed the line. I want my money. I will have y'all in court. So I text back saying, so he don't want his things back? So a few days after all of that madness, I ended up giving him his things back. Even though his mama said to throw it in trash, I still ended up giving him his things back. His mama just felt like he was in the wrong, and he lied to his mama and told his mama that he told London, oh, London, move out the way because when I drive off, I don't want to hurt you. He didn't say any of that. And his mama said that on the phone, and that's what made me and Amber mad. We was like, no, he didn't say that. Stop lying. You know your son did not say that. Like, your son is not telling you the whole truth. But I ended up giving him his things back, and I told him, I said, look, man, the friendship is dead. Like, there's no coming back from this. But this was back in April. So I was still kind of like communicating with him a little bit from April up until May and June. And not too long ago, he saw my video, part 1 and part 2 of Trouble in Marcus Houston Land. He saw the video. I forgot that he was subscribed to my channel. Oops, my bad. But yeah, I just told him straight up. I was like, I didn't use your real name. I didn't use any of that. The only thing I used were the text messages. But even if I did use text messages, like your phone number didn't pop up on there and your name didn't pop up. So, this is what happened in my life, and I'm just telling him what happened in my life. So he got all butthurt about it. He wanted me to delete the video, but I'm not deleting the video because it's something that happened in my life. I'm sorry, but it's true. It's something that happened in my life. So I'm sorry if you feel some type of way. You shouldn't have did what you did. So he got mad and he started harassing me I blocked his number. So he started calling my number private, calling my number. Then he tried to call Amber, on a blocked number. It was just crazy. Like, just leave me alone. Like, the friendship is over. It's done. Like, it's dead. I wish you the best in luck, but the friendship is over. Like, you crossed the line, player. Like, we can't be friends no more. But I do wish him the best of luck. And yeah, that's the end of my Marcus Houston series. Hope you guys enjoyed all 4 parts. And stay tuned for more future videos. Peace out.